Okay, good evening. Can we call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was excellent. We had several people helping us in the audience. Good job.
Okay, welcome to the regular September meeting of the Greencastle School Board. First item on the agenda tonight is adjustments to the agenda. Mr. Gibney.
I have no adjustments to the agenda this month.
Okay. Next item, public comments regarding agenda items tonight. Do we have any comments? Hearing none. Moving on. Next item is recognitions. Mr. Gibney.
Yep. So this will be the first month that we recognize our students of the month, beginning with the 23-24 school year. And so, Mr. McHugh, would you like to come up and talk about Deer Meadow?
This is Remy Woodsmall. Remy is a first grader in this preparatory class, and she was nominated for Student of the Month. And we did something different this year at Deer Meadow, to where we have all the nominations that I have the entire staff vote on our nominated candidates. And Remy was our overwhelming winner. And some of the comments, every time I see Remy in the hallway, she's either zipped, gripped, and bubbled, or has the biggest smile on her face. It's usually both. She loves school. She loves to be a good role model to everyone around her. Another teacher writes, my kindergartners are always watching the bigger kids, and she is a great one to look up to and watch. So she loves school. She works hard. She's a good friend and a great role model. So we're proud to have Remy as our August Student of the Month.
Congratulations. And just so that everyone's aware, we have our backdrop, Greencastle backdrop set up for pictures. So you're welcome to go with your students. You're welcome to come back in after that, but we also recognize it is a school night and you may want to get your student home.
Thank you.
Mr. Roberts?
Good evening. I have Mr. Michael Sabank here, who is a second grader at Ridpath, and he was nominated by Mrs. Dibble, his second grade teacher. And I'll read a few words that Mrs. Dibble wrote about Michael. Michael comes to school each day eager to learn. He is a great friend and can often be seen cheering up classmates with a joke or a riddle. He is a great example to others in and out of the classroom by modeling star behavior. He is such a great leader for our building, and we are proud of all of his hard work. And so last year I was new, so all of the students that I was able to recognize, I was learning as well. And so I've known Michael for a little over a year now, and he has made so much growth from first grade to second grade, and he is a great leader for our building. So congratulations to Michael.
Mrs. Eldridge, TZ.
Our August student of the month at TZ is Alex Meeks. Alex is a student in a multi-age classroom in our building, and I've only known Alex for a short amount of time, but he has already impressed me so much. He has grown on his goals. He's met most of them and have set new ones. Mrs. Green, his teacher, is absolutely so proud of him, and so we felt like it was our honor to allow him to be the August student of the month.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Mrs. Clements, middle school.
They're all as tall as me, which is hard to get used to. Janae Greenlee is our 8th grader. She is absolute joy to have in our building. She's always bebopping around in the hallway. A great smile on her face. She's kind, hardworking, is what her teachers had said. She's a student athlete as well, and thank you to her coach for walking her over so that she could be recognized tonight. She keeps up with her grades. She has a great positive attitude, and we're lucky that we get to spend the year with her.
And Ms. Goodpaster, high school.
So the high school would like to recognize Alexandra Smith. She was nominated by many. She is a senior for us, and she has overcome a lot of challenges over her 4 years. She's blossomed from a shy, low attendance, credit deficient student to being on track and attending Area 30 for culinary arts. She advocates for herself. She works independently in the alternative ed classroom with Mr. Hudson, and then she goes to Area 30. Mr. Hudson said he's very proud of all the progress you've made. Mrs. Duggan said that you have been hitting your academic and educational goals. And I personally am very excited that I get to be here. Mr. Rogers had a birthday because I'm very proud of you. And I think you've overcome a lot, and I just think you've done an amazing job.
It's all. It's all. Okay. Next item on the agenda is approval of the consent agenda, which consists of meeting minutes from the executive session of August 28, 2023, regular board meeting minutes from August 28, 2023, allowance of claims, financial report, and personnel reports, part 1 and 2. Mrs. Rowan.
Yes, hello everyone.
Hello.
First in your finance packet, you've got a couple of regular payrolls. First one dated August 4th, total payroll of $392,115.90. And as usual, we've got the payroll taxes and retirement to go along with that payroll of August 4th of $117,018.98. Second regular payroll was August 18th. For $435,785.57. Taxes and retirement for that payroll was $125,763.39. We did have one mini payroll in August. It was dated August 21st. Total payroll on that one was $6,922.77, and taxes and retirement for that payroll $2,039.84. Did anyone have any questions about the payrolls for August?
No.
Nope. Okay, well, we'll just move on to some prepays for August. Was there anything on the list that anyone had any questions about for prepays? We had quite a few, as you can see. Yeah. Okay. Anyone?
Okay.
Alrighty. Total for prepays August 2023 was $396,322.63. Next in your finance packet, you've got the regular claims dated today, September 25th, 2023. Were there any on this list that anyone had a question about? No? Okay. The total for claims dated today, $471,638.13. Next in your packet, you've got the fund report, balance the end of August 2023 in education fund, $3,718,678.21. Balance in operations the end of August 2023, $1,253,675.33. If you go to the very last page of the fund report, that would be page 5 of 6. Total in all funds is $8,418,433.76. Next is the depository statement. You'll see that bank to fund, we are in balance to the penny. Did anyone have any questions about the fund report for this month? Okay. Alrighty, then we'll move on to the fund transfer report. These were fund transfers that were done during the month of August 2023. Total was $1,070,844.50. And lastly, we have the bond expenditures. The bond 2021 to date, through August 2023, are 25,721,103.15, and then for bond 2022 through August 2023 is 3,945,751.97. Did anyone have any questions about any of the expenditures for the bonds? No? Okay. I'd like to submit for approval, pending no questions.
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Let's, Mr. Givney, do you have something on the personnel report you'd like to pull out?
Anybody new?
Oh, yes. With us this evening is one of our very own.
Very memorable, I may add.
I was having some computer issues. Greencastle High School alum, we have Chris Covert, who will be joining us, pending your approval tonight, as the next assistant principal at Tezonicus Intermediate School. And Chris really impressed the committee. We had a good pool of candidates. Chris easily rose to the top, and we believe that he has a lot of skills and talents and strengths that will help Mrs. Eldridge and working alongside the teachers to take TZ to new heights and the levels that we want here at Greencastle. So we're excited to have him join our team pending your approval tonight.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And we want to say thank you to
Mr. Phillips?
Mr. Phillips. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Phelps has been great for us, just in knowing the procedures and protocols throughout TZ, but also his familiarity with the students and staff. And he's been a great resource for Mrs. Eldridge, and he's going to continue to help support Mrs. Eldridge and Chris as we begin the transition. So it's always nice when you have teacher leaders ready to step up and step in when called upon, and that's definitely Mr. Phillips. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, now can I get a motion to approve?
I will move and Dale seconds.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions, discussion, comments? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now officially welcome. Next item on the agenda is reports. First one from the GCTA. The unofficial spokesman.
As far as GCTA goes here for the past month, I'm happy to say that our negotiations are continuing on quite well. I feel that both sides, we know what we're looking at, we know what we're looking for, and we're hoping we can make sure everything's pretty expedient with it. A lot of positive thoughts around the board. In other GCTA news, we successfully had one of our GCTA socials a couple weeks ago at Scoops. Quite a few of our local members came and enjoyed a treat on the Union. It was nice to see some turnout there, and just because it was in our community, they got to mingle with our kids and our parents in the community too, which was nice. Last but not least, starting next month, I hope to have some nominees for you for our GCPA members that we're recognizing internally that we feel are really going up and beyond for our school district. So we'll have more news on that too. Other than that, that's about it.
Great.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you. Next is the assistant superintendent report.
First, I want to share that all 3 of our elementary schools this year have implemented a structured win time, which is what I need now, within their schedules. It's a focus time for the teachers to work with small groups of students on specific targeted skills. And our teachers utilize our iReady assessment and our DIBELS assessment to form those groups based on the students' instructional needs. And this really helps us to ensure our students' individual needs are met. I'd also like to recognize 3rd grade teacher at TZ, Brianna Schaefer. She was accepted into the English as a new language program at Huntington University, and her coursework is going to be paid for through the Indiana Teachers of English Learners licensure.
which was awarded to her through a competitive application process. So this was not something that everybody gets to do. So she had to work toward getting that. So we are really excited about this opportunity for her and that impact on our students. RidPath was one of 12 Indiana schools selected to be a collaboration site with the teacher professional development company Get Your Teach On. This is an initiative from Dr. Katie Jenner, our state superintendent, and it's aimed to improve not only our academic for our students, but also our teachers. They're really, really focusing on our teachers and their instructional practices. So I'm going to have Mr. Roberts share a little bit about their first 2 days, and then we have a short video.
So over the summer, RidPath had a team of 5 teachers go to a summer Get Your Teach On conference. And if you follow GYTO, they have a huge social media presence, and a lot of our teachers have been following Mrs. Lenisha Tab, who is actually teamed up with our school for a year-long partnership. And we have several staff members that have been following her for years on social media, and she's really just an expert when it comes to student engagement. She has a lot of knowledge about the science of reading and the science of writing, which you all know is a huge state initiative, really nationwide initiative right now. So over the first visit, she was here for 2 days, and really her goal there was to get to know our school. And so she was in and out of classrooms. She met with each of our grade level teams and departments to really just see what we need as a school. And what's really neat is it's not just a canned program that they go and do the same thing at the 12 schools. It's based on what we need. And so we're really excited about the work. And part of what we learned from her first visit is, it's something that we're going to be able to take and not just do at RidPath, but also help our entire corporation. So we've already started on some work at our our second combined PLC today, which is really working towards aligning our new curriculum with the new Indiana reduced standards. So great things are going to come from this collaboration, and we're super excited about it.
Thanks.
And Corey will show a short video that one of our middle school teachers actually put together.
I got the magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Everybody wants some magic, 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 oh. Let tempo blow your mind. Verse, any verse, I hypnotize you with every line. I'll need a volunteer. How about you with the eyes? Come on down to the front, stand right here and don't be shy. I have you time traveling, have your mind babbling. People trying to inherit the skills, so they ask if Big David Blaine had to go and take some classes. And I see mind freak like, what's up, man? What's happening? Come on, see the show tonight. You better be astounded. I'm going to guys. You know I'm no Pinocchio, I never told a lie. So call me Mr. Magic Man, I'm from Cloud 9. Magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows.
It was also Talk Like a Pirate Day. Not what Mr. Robertson and the teachers normally wear, but Lanisha also came that day dressed as a pirate as well. So I'm just really, really excited about this, and not very many schools have this opportunity right now, and so we're just going to take advantage of it as much as we can.
Great. Thanks. Next item is the superintendent report, Mr. Gibney.
Yeah, I just have a few brief items. This month, Monday, October 2nd, is our ADM count day. So if you remember, they moved it from September to October, and that will determine our school funding. So at next month's meeting, I'll have an update for you with our ADM count. Just a couple updates with just some general facility things that will be taking place. We're getting ready to replace the stairwell by the tennis courts. They're become a little bit dangerous, so we've closed them off, and we'll be replacing them hopefully here within the next few weeks. We'll have rails on both sides. We just completed our annual bleacher inspection, and to go along with that, one of the things that we're looking at doing is to see if we can potentially make any adjustments or changes out at the home side bleachers at the soccer and football field and track.
It's good. Those are very dangerous.
Yes. So hopefully we're able to do that. When you make adjustments, you have to bring things up to code. So I don't know if that'll be cost prohibitive or not, but we're gonna see what our options are, see if we can do anything now, or see if we need to plan for the future with that. Along with that, the pool is back up and running, so our swim team is able to use the pool again after sealing the leak, passing the water test, and so that's exciting to get that back up and running. We're getting ready to replace roughly 59 lights on our athletic fields. We got a lot of lighting that's out, and so we're getting ready to replace that here, hopefully within the next couple of weeks as well. We started breakfast in the classroom at all three of our elementary, we will be starting breakfast in the classroom at all three of our elementary schools here this fall. Deer Meadow has done it for a couple of years. Ridpath just started at the beginning of this year, and then TZ is planning for an implementation, I believe, in November or right after fall break. So breakfast in the classroom helps remove a barrier for students or families, especially if they're arriving late to school. Just really helps to cut down the amount of time it takes to go to the serving line, get your meal, go to the classroom and eat. So hopefully more kids, studies have shown that more kids will eat breakfast, cut down on the transition time and then lost learning time. So we're really excited about that. And then, as Mr. Nance said earlier, we had just an initial meeting to talk about goals or priorities during this negotiation session, and we'll be meeting again on October 12th with myself and the board team, and Mrs. McPherson and Michelle Cooper from Lewis and Kappas to work towards what we hope is an agreement in fairly short order. But overall, school year is continuing to go well. We're seeing a lot of good things taking place, and a lot of the positive changes that have been made being implemented. That's all I have for this month.
Okay, great. Thanks. Next item on the agenda is old business, and we have no old business. So that brings us to new business. The first item is a public hearing for the 2024 budget, CPF plan, and bus replacement plan. So I'm assuming we just do this just like any other hearing, open it up to public comment.
Yep.
So we'll call the meeting or the hearing to order. And anyone have any comments on the 2024 budget, the CPF plan, the bus replacement plan, can make their public comments now. Okay, hearing none, the hearing's closed. Do you need anything else there, or is that?
Nope, we
Okay.
went before the county council. So next month we'll go through our adoption process with county council and our school board.
Okay, great, thanks. Next item is an approval request for the 2023-24 Indiana State Department of Health Deaf and Hard of Hearing contract.
Yep, so you might remember in the past you approved a contract for blind and low vision. This is kind of a similar thing to where we work with the Department of Health to provide deaf and hard of hearing services to our students who qualify for those services. So it'd be my recommendation that the board approve the contract.
I make a motion that we approve.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for Blades Audio Video Security Proposal.
Yep. So really excited to share that once again, like normal, Mrs. Goodpasser has worked with our team to submit a secured school safety grant, and this year we were awarded just under $100,000. So essentially, we have a $200,000 project, $100,000 that will come from grant proceeds, and roughly $100,000 that will come out of GCSE funds, and that's to help make improvements to our security cameras and some of our intercoms throughout our campus, and it just be as equipment wears out, we're able to upgrade our servers. There are some enhancements with just the quality of the cameras, and so it's definitely a good thing for Greencastle. So it'd be my recommendation that the board approve the proposal with Blades Audio.
Thank you, Yolanda, for working on this.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for the 2024 out-of-state band and choir trip to Orlando, Florida.
I'm guessing Mr. Hanson is here because of this. So this is a good opportunity for our students to not only perform, but to go to Orlando, Florida. And since this is overnight and out of state, it requires board approval. The itinerary and information is in your board packet. So they have all things lined up and have a well-organized trip. So
This is an annual trip, right?
Typically it has been, but we kind of got off course obviously during COVID.
Right, sure.
I just couldn't remember if it was every year, if it was every other.
It will be every other.
Okay. So it's just a really good opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's a great trip. Okay, anybody have any questions for? No?
Great experience.
Yep. Thanks for doing this.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any more questions, comments?
Have
Hearing-
fun.
Yes, have fun. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement.
Yes. So we have a uniform conflict of disclosure statement for Mr. Wilson. And it would be my recommendation that the board approve this conflict of interest disclosure
This is for
for
security.
school work and security at ball games.
Well, we're
Okay.
glad you're there working with security. Thank you. I'm glad I'm there as well. It's a fun time. Get to interact with the students. It's really nice.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
Well, thank you.
A pleasure. Next is an approval request for the invitation for membership to the new athletic conference. Mr. Goodman.
Yeah, so Mr. Rogers and Mr. Greenlee have been working probably over the last year. There have been some meetings that essentially we weren't a part of initially. So we're happy in the Western Indiana Conference. Some things have changed, and we were extended an invitation to join a new conference with North Montgomery, South Montgomery, Crawfordsville, Frankfort, Western Boone, Cascade, and I think North Putnam, if I didn't say them already. So they extended an invitation to us to join. They had some conversations with our coaches and some of our student athletes and their families, and the overwhelming majority was in favor of making the move to the new conference. We're not necessarily sure what the new conference would be titled, but it would begin in 25, 26. So we would continue to compete as a member of the WIC until that time period. So Mr. Rogers, Mr. Green are making this recommendation, and so I would go along with making that recommendation to the board as well.
From what I understand, this is schools that are slightly more like us as far as student numbers, and they have all the same sports that we have. Is that
Yeah, we're probably more closely along
Right.
or closely aligned with size. There's not like a Northview and then a really small school. We're all about the same size, and yes, we compete with. They all have just about the same athletic teams as we do.
And a little more geographically.
Yes. Yep. We don't have to go far to the southeast. We don't have to go west or far.
Well, sounds like a good idea to me. Can I get a motion?
second?
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for the second reading of the GCSC foundational statements for 2023 through 2026.
Thank you, Corey. So we've been spending roughly the past year working as the board administrative team, and then the administrators have started to have conversations with their teachers in the building, but more or less just really examining what it means to be a Greencastle Tiger Cub. And so I won't read them because we have them listed on the screen, but we've developed our core beliefs, we've developed our vision and our mission, and in combination with that, we're going to focus on use these to develop our priorities to help us develop our goals for 2023 through 2026, so we can continue to move forwards as a district. And essentially, the whole goal in going down this road or this process is, one, just having good conversation as an administrator board team, but also with our buildings and our families, and to put together the roadmap to move Greencastle forwards. And so this is really kind of that first piece, is to adopt these foundational statements, to kind of update our identity, and then moving forwards, we'll be sharing some priorities and goals that we can measure throughout time. And going along with any strategic plan, you have to remember that it's not just a one-year plan; it's kind of a continuing rolling 3-year plan. But within that plan, there are going to be goals, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to try and tackle everything at the same time. So it builds upon each goal. So I'm really excited about this work and really excited to move forwards with this work.
Good. Thanks for working on it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve?
I will move. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is to approve 3 new athletic corporate sponsors, being seniors towing for $1,500, Buffalo Wild Wings for $750, and Putnam Seed Service LLC for $750. Any questions or comments other than thank you?
Yes, sir. I make a motion we approve those. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next item is just as easy, an approval request for donations. We have a donation from Breadworks by Bridges to GCSC for $500, Balfour to Greencastle High School for $1,600, Greencastle Alumni Dollars for Scholars to Greencastle High School for $1,000, and the Mary Allison Children's Trust to Deer Meadow Primary for $1,000.
Make a motion to be approved.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
To all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for the second reading of the Neola policies that we heard last month, or had in our packet last month. So this month, we actually have to approve that. Mr. Gibbon.
It'd be my recommendation that the board approve the updated policies, pending any questions.
No questions here.
I did not have any questions. There's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Okay.
Make a motion that we accept. I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the Neola policies on the second reading. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda must be Neola policy season here. Is a first reading of, used to be 30 Neola policies here.
Yes, there's a lot. Volume 35, number 2.
Yep. So with this, we really don't have to do anything other than ask questions if we have them. It's next month and we'll approve it.
Correct.
Anybody have any questions on these?
We do not.
Oh, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, good enough. Next item on the agenda is other business. Does anyone have any other business they'd like to discuss?
I was just going to ask about the bleachers, just because I've seen some people when they're wet have a little bit of a hard time with them, but you guys are looking into that, so thanks.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Just to clarify, that didn't happen here. That happened at your home, right?
I just had my wall. It was not fun to act.
Right.
Definitely not fun.
Does anyone else have any other business? Okay, next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Make a motion we close.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all for coming this evening and careful going home, and we will see you next month.